Hi. So today I'm going to talk about the subject of dignity. And it may seem like a strange subject to talk about when you're talking leadership and behavior, but I think it's kind of important, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going this direction. Back in 2008, Twitter was pretty new. And I joined in April of 2008, so I've been on a good long time at this point. And one of the first things I started to notice was there were a lot of pretty nasty people out there. I mean, that may not sound surprising to you in today's age, but on Twitter I didn't expect that. Because you don't necessarily see that as much on Facebook, which was another site that I had recently joined back then. And at the time, you never saw it on LinkedIn, which is basically for business networking. It's a social network for business networking. And I'm going to put a link here talking about LinkedIn more because I did that on my other channel. So anyway, during 2008, after I joined, of course, that was the year of the presidential election when Barack Obama was running against Hillary Clinton first and then running against, oh my God, John McCain. And some of the vitriol that was going against Obama, where people pretty much didn't know who he was, a lot of it was racial. And, folks will say it wasn't. It was racial. Trust me on this. My goodness, there were videos all over YouTube. it was just way too easy to find. And I found it irritating, and I found it shocking because I knew some of the people who were saying that stuff. Not personally, not local people. But they were people who were internet marketers who one would have thought, are you kidding? Why would you put that out there? You're supposed to be a business person. You're putting that out there. I have never connected with any of those people ever again because I thought that it showed them in a really bad light. To me, if you're going to say racist stuff, if you're going to share racist stuff against him, I'm sorry, I happen to be black too. I know some people may have missed that, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's fast forward to this year. So here I am this year, and I have written some articles and putting them on LinkedIn. I put them on LinkedIn. And some of them had to do with leadership. Some of them have had to do with healthcare, healthcare finance, and whatever. And every once in a while, you have someone who pops in with a comment, and it's basically a derisive comment about Obama. And I'm thinking, what does he have to do with this? And the people who are putting it in are people who are not in healthcare. And they're obviously not in leadership in some way. And the thing about LinkedIn is, when your name comes up on there, for the most part, it tells the position that you do. It tells where you work. And I always wonder, how do you lose your sense of perspective that you're on a site because of business and you will say something like that? And to me, that's basically a loss of dignity because you have forgotten exactly why you've gone somewhere. You lose your sense of dignity when you forget that there are other people who are involved who may not necessarily be the target, if you will, which is the person that you're speaking to, who are going to see what you said and how you said it, and they're going to react badly. And then later on, you're going to be crying and saying, well, this is freedom of speech. I should have my right. Well, yeah, but you know what? Everyone else has a right not to do business with you. And really, is that what you're looking for? Are you looking to alienate people so that, one, you'll never get any other business, two, no one wants to ever hire you again? Now, there may be some people who are just like that, but I ask you this question. Are those really the people that you want to work with? Do you want to work with someone who shows a lack of dignity? You can agree on certain things, but I will guarantee that there's going to be that day where there's something that you're going to disagree with that person about. And now what do you say? Oh, are you going to act that same way and say, well, this is the way I was acting before? Or are you going to say, wow, now I kind of see what that was all about. I've lost my sense of dignity. Now, you can have a sense of dignity and still be outraged about certain things. For instance, I think that I've been hearing about these refugees, and there's this picture of this 2-year-old, which I really tried to avoid as much as I could, but this 2-year-old who died when, they were out there on the boats and they couldn't get anywhere. And you have to feel some kind of compassion about that, and you have to be outraged about it. And a lot of people have talked about that. And there's been a couple of people, which is unbelievable, who are in positions of power who have said, well, they made their own bed, let them sleep in it. Not exactly those words, but something like that. I'm like, are you kidding? You're an elected official, and that's really the official stance you want to take. Even if you don't want the refugees, that's the kind of thing you're going to say when there's a picture of a 2-year-old that died. I just don't understand that kind of thing. But you can find ways to be against something, and you can find ways to be for something without losing your sense of identity, without losing your dignity, your humanity, if you will. There's ways to be mad about the way that other people treat you without losing your dignity. Now, I'm going to own up to the fact that every once in a while, there's a button that gets pushed and you just can't stop it. You will go off on someone. But you know what? I've said this in other videos. I've said this a lot. And I say this because it's absolutely true. I've never said a curse word in my life, which basically says that I have never uttered anything that vile or negative or whatever whenever I've gotten mad. Matter of fact, when I get mad, I get really introspective. I get a little quieter. I start thinking a little bit more before I say something, and quite often I start using really large words that mean nothing to anybody except for the fact that no one can say that I said certain things because the words are out there and they're nice big long words. And if they don't know what it means, okay, I'm sorry, that's on you. But I at least maintain, my little perspectives of dignity, because I think that that's the way that we should all do things, especially leaders. If you're going to be a leader, you need to always maintain your sense of dignity. You've got to, stay calm in some ways. Yes, you can show a little bit of irritation, but you have to still watch out how you talk to people. You don't yell at people. You don't say slanderous stuff or mean stuff or whatever with the intention of hurting someone's feelings. At least that's my impression. So, I'd like to know what yours is. And by the way, I'm linking to another article over here about the topic of dignity that I actually wrote on, although I wrote on it back in 2009. My goodness. I probably need to really address some of these topics a little bit more often, because dignity, ethics, and moral behavior are really big things as far as I'm concerned for leaders and everyone else. Anyway, that's what I have to say about it. Let me know your thoughts below. And I hope that y'all are having a great day. Take care.